Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I don't want to admit this, but I'm super nervous, so just give me time. I want to start out before embarking on my journey, I want to ask you guys a question. And I want you to dig deep. How many of you guys had such a passionate dream, but you dismissed it because it didn't make you money? Okay, there's a lot of you. It's good to know. The reason why I'm asking you this, because somehow through this process, your family, your friends, the society, even yourself, you managed to convince yourself that this was just a hobby. You know, it won't take you anywhere. And I want to talk to you about this specific topic because that's what I faced, and that was my biggest barrier. Think deeper. Time to leap over barriers. The reason why I said leap is because my nickname is Leap of Hope. And for those of you who know, my name is Amal, and you know, hope means Amal, so it's a pun. And basically what I did is that I leaped into the unknown when I first started this journey. I didn't know what to expect. So who is Amal Murad? As you can see from the photos, I was a nerd. I was a geek, and that was way before wearing glasses and braces was cool. I had, you know, the glasses that fall off with that like net thing, and it kept falling off and just laying on my shoulders kind of thing, on my chest. And one of my biggest inspiration, the reason why I was able to get out of this introverted side of myself was because of Amal Murad, which is my sister. She's right there. And the reason why is because she was an athlete. And there's something that is so magical about athletes. It's just like what I love about sports is that you set a goal, you work hard, and you achieve it. And there was something so amazing about that. And she managed to become a basketball player in the national team in the UAE. I love you. So, as I went about life, fast forward, after school, I entered university, the American University of Sharjah, and I managed to get a bachelor's degree in graphic design. And for those of you who know this, we spend minimum of 12 hours a day behind a computer. I can see all of AUSers in that row. And your life goes on autopilot, okay? It's a cycle, okay? So you have waking up, eating, working, eating, sleeping, repeating. And people tell you there's a formula. You go to school, you graduate, you get married, maybe you get a job, and you die. And as sad as it is, that is exactly what I thought when I graduated from university. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew what I studied. That's all I had to fall back on. So I started freelancing, and after I started freelancing, I got a full-time job. And I didn't last 6 months, and I left. I quit. I was miserable. And for anyone who's in the corporate world, they will tell you that that is career suicide. No one would want to hire someone who jumped ship the second she didn't like the job. They tell you, oh, you need to last at least 3 to 5 years in your first job, then you get promoted, then you go to your second job. There's a system. And raise your hand if you know about this system, because it's an unspoken rule. You know it, yeah. So I left. I wasn't happy. And it didn't make sense to me because for as long as I lived, I thought that getting money meant being successful. And if you're successful, you're automatically happy. And that wasn't the case. I was getting money. I was getting a steady paycheck. So why wasn't I happy? Why was I miserable? None of that made sense to me. So what happened was that through my process, I wanted to get back to my roots. I wanted to feel what I felt in school. I was miserable in school, and sports helped me get out of that. So I started attending parkour classes. And for those of you who don't know what parkour is, it's just like life. You're going from point A to point B in the quickest and most efficient manner while you're overcoming obstacles. But in life, these obstacles, even in parkour, they're mental. They're all in your head, more than they are physical. I had classes where I'm with girls and I tell them to jump something this close. So if you're on the ground, you jump it, it's fine. If it's a little bit higher, you have a little bit of height, you already made that jump, you'd be scared. Why? Because it's all in your head. But of course, just like life, there's no such thing as a straight line. It's much more complicated than that. There's ups, downs, left, right. Sometimes you have to take a step back to understand where you are. But you gotta do what you gotta do. This is just a little demonstration of what parkour looks like. So what happens, there's climbing, there's vaulting, there's jumping. But if you realize there's so much going on mentally here, it's not just physical, because you think that it's just a jump, but somehow your mind calculates for you how much effort you're supposed to take to reach that target. And that's how you work in life. You already know what steps you need to take to achieve a certain goal. And today's topic, barriers. The reason why I feel it's so important to talk about this specific thing is because we never name our barriers. We never give them names or actually face them. We always have talks or inspirational, events like this where we talk about achieving our goals, overcoming barriers. But what are these barriers? Have you ever sat down and asked yourselves, what are the barriers that are holding you back from achieving your dream? And I'll talk to you about mine, and maybe you can reflect on your own life based on what I'm telling you. So, the first step was starting something new. Anyone who's over here would tell you the first step is always the hardest. No one knows where to start. A lot of people tell you, I want to do something new, I just don't know what I want to do. My advice to you is that you have to try everything. You will never know what you're capable of if you're not trying. You might do something for 5 years, and after 5 years realize, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't feel like I want to do this anymore. I don't know why somehow in life, they make you feel like you're stuck. You chose this major, you have to graduate in this major, and you have to do this major when you work. Okay, you're in this job, you're not happy, but you have to do it. This is life. How is this life? You're miserable. So before I show you the video, I'll just give you a brief. I just wanted to show you what my journey was, how I started my journey when I started doing parkour. Can you guys count how many times oh, stop it. Thank you. First of all, if you show this to any sane person, let me tell you the comments that I've gotten because I started this journey. انتي سبالة؟ تتشقلبين يعني شو يعني؟ شو يعني اللي تسوينه؟ And you have guys egos who are like, عادي أنا أقدر. This is nothing. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's see what you got. And none of them can do what I can do. None of them. Which is kind of, inspiring for me. And I just wanted you to see how many times I've fallen in this video. I'm telling you, I fall a minimum of 50 times a day, just trying to attempt to move. And it had nothing to do with money. I still didn't start my journey teaching or anything. I literally just wanted to learn the sport, and it made me happy. You can see the smile on my face. You won't see the smile on a desk at 7:30 in the morning doing something I don't want to do. And I was happy, and that was enough for me. So I worked hard on it. I kept doing it. But keep in mind that I got a full-time job, again, because why? The society makes you feel like you're worthless if you don't have a full-time job. So what did I do? I got a governmental job. I got, 7:30 to 2:30 job. I can do what I want on the side. But that just meant I had zero time for myself. I go to work, I come to the gym, I work out, I go back home, I'm dead. So I'll show you what it's like to push your boundaries and work just as hard to see what results start happening. Thank you so much. So, I want to talk to you about my biggest barrier. And a lot of girls share this same barrier. What will people say about you? And I know that people don't talk about this as much, but the first thing that comes to mind, and I want to be completely transparent with you guys, is who would want to marry you? Okay, girls, come, let's be honest. Who would want to marry you? By the way, I'm married. My husband's right over there. And this just goes to show you, like, these things are all in our head. The first thing, what happened was that when I started this journey, I got approached by Nike. And for me, that was amazing. Because I felt like our voices were being heard. People appreciated what we were doing. And what happened was that Nike came up to us. We were a group of 10 girls. And they wanted to understand what it's like to be an Arabic Muslim athlete in the Middle East. And they sat down and they showed us a commercial. It's about empowering women. And women were running in their neighborhood, and they were like doing crazy things. And you know what was the issue? They were all wearing sports bras and shorts. And they told us, do you relate to these girls? And I said, no, I don't. It takes me, I think, almost 30 minutes to find out, not even 30 minutes, I have to prepare the day before to wear a shirt under the hoodie and a hoodie over the hoodie and pants to make sure when I'm doing a flip, my back doesn't show, my stomach doesn't show. It's not simple, and we don't have that in the region. And they told us, what's your biggest fear? And 10 out of 10 of the women said, we were afraid of what people would say about us if they saw us doing sports. And for me, that was the biggest struggle, because before I started the sport, I didn't have a public account. No one, it's like, what? A local girl has a public account? What is she doing? Why? Does she want attention? You know, that's kind of the mindset that we have to work through. So what happened was that that's what we worked on. We worked on a campaign to show just that. So this is what we have.
إيش حيقولوا عنك؟ إنك مو المفروض تكوني هنا. إنه ده مو ليكي. إنه دي ما هي لعبتك. أو يمكن يقولوا إنك قوية. إنه ما حد يقدر يوقفك. إنك حتلاقي طريقك. إنك قدها. إنك أبهرتيهم. أو يمكن يقولوا إنك حتصيري شيء كبير.
So before anything, I would like to just, because I know I have to wrap up soon, but I want to talk about this because it's important. So we had two interpretations for this video. We had people tell us, so are you teaching our girls to be rebels? And this is the reality. People think this is what it's about. But I want you to understand the message. The message was, the thought, the concept, what will they say about you, is in your head. It's something that's embedded in all of us. What will they say about you? And it's about you changing that thought in your head. Instead of saying, oh, what are they going to say about you? Are they going to say, I look like a monkey doing things on the bar? Or they'll say, this is a strong woman who started a new sport in the region. And this is what I want you to change. Instead of, what if I fail? What if I disappoint myself? What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm not good enough? What if I can't achieve my dream? You get another dream. What if you change that to, what if I succeed? What if I get everything I ever wanted? Have you ever did that? Have you ever given something your 100% with the idea that you'll do good? It's always like, what if it doesn't work? But we always go into things with the thought that we will fail. And let me tell you one last story before we end this. On March 27th, 2017, 1 month before my wedding, and after this Nike ad, this happened. I broke both bones in my forearm. But let me tell you this, it wasn't during parkour. And everyone is like, أكيد you're doing parkour, أكيد بتتجلبين غلط وبتطيحين على إيدك. I slipped. This was a freak accident. And it was the day it changed my life. Because I felt like, oh, okay, that means it's a sign. Because like, of course, the whole society, we have حسد. شو الناس حسدوك ما حد قالك تحطين فيديو سبحان الله أنا سنتين أحط فيديو حين حسدوني and like حسد we believe in the concept of bad eye in such a bad way we don't do anything because نخاف من الحسد ترى الحسد ابتلاء من رب العالمين it's a test that you have to overcome and for me I learned that strength was not how many pull-ups you have to do how many muscle-ups you can do, how many flips you can do. It's how you can overcome and bounce back from a problem like this. I thought I would never be able to do anything again. But let me just tell you this. Yesterday, I resigned from my full-time job. And I'm hoping to achieve this dream. And I'll just leave you with this quote. سلامتكم ومشكورين. Thank you.